Hello, low ego action heroes. This is Debbie Levitt from deltacx.com, and a question I sometimes get is, should I become a unicorn? What is a unicorn? Should I be T-shaped? What's T-shaped? How should I be more T-shaped? These are all good questions. So let's talk first. A unicorn, or sometimes you will hear purple squirrel, is someone who is supposedly great at a lot of things, a jack of all trades. Now, the typical expectation for a unicorn is that they are excellent or experts in all of the areas where they claim to be actively unicorning. So, for example, if someone claims that they are UX, UI, and front-end development, we would hypothetically expect excellent, or expert level work from them in UI, front-end development, and across multiple areas of UX, not just wireframing. But in reality, most unicorns just aren't unicorns. They are usually great at one thing, they're good at something else, and they can be mediocre to poor at other things. Many of the unicorns that I've bumped into over the years have been excellent artists and visual designers, so-so at UX sometimes, okay, good at writing some code. But I also find that sometimes their definition of UX is just wireframing. And of course, UX is like saying engineering. It's a zillion things. So if you're going to say you're a UX unicorn, I expect that means that you are knock my socks off amazing at every aspect of research, content strategy, information architecture, interaction design, prototyping, testing, etc. So what's more realistic is what we call the T-shape. So imagine a letter T, capital T. The long bar is where you have your super specialty and most of your expertise and experience. The short bar of the T, which still is a good length, would imply something else or some other things where you've got kind of subspecialties, where you have experience and some expertise, but you're not as good at that as you are at this. And then, of course, there's everything else floating around. Now, some people have tried to make other letters out of it, like it's an E and you've got three things, and it's an M and you're wiggly and it's a hedgehog. I don't get too wrapped up in that, though there are other letters people sometimes use. But I would say a T-shape is not a bad place to be, and I think it's more honest than unicorn, because again, there are very few people I've met in decades in this industry who were genuinely knock socks off amazing at all the things. So being T-shaped is great. If you want to be more T-shaped, then you're really just talking about either developing further your main area of expertise, or you're talking about developing areas of your subspecialties where you are, second best or third best at these things. Now, this is a short video, so I don't have a whole mountain of ways that I can tell you how to level up and stuff. That's going to be some other videos and topics. But I would say T-shaped is great. Unicorn, I think, is sometimes potentially dishonest, because remember, an expert or veteran or experienced person in UX can look at your portfolio and interview you or not interview you, but look at your portfolio and figure out, are you a unicorn? You could say you are, doesn't mean you are. We can tell. So on that note, whether that was good or bad news, that's my thoughts on that. I personally consider myself T-shaped. I am not a unicorn because I'm a terrible artist. And I used to do front-end dev, but I don't want to anymore. I'd let someone else do that. So I'm living more in the UX spectrum and not in UI or the coding. And if that works for you too, you can find a job. It's a little harder right now, but I think that'll change. Thanks for hanging out. Please usability test the subscribe button. Make sure it's working. Turn it on. And of course, please empathize with the like button by pressing it or tapping it or clicking it or whatever you're doing over there, tabbing over to it, and let the YouTube algorithm know this was a good experience. Thanks, and see you in the next video.